Lovely people of YouTube. Today is August 25th, 2023. What's on my mind today? This tweet from Carl B. Munger that says, breaking, the United States has accumulated as much debt in the last 10 years as in the entire 100 years before that. From 1923 to 2013, we have accumulated 16 trillion. And then in the past 10 years, from 2013 to 2023, we've accumulated another 16 trillion. Kind of wild. It shows you the power of exponential growth. But since we're talking about our debt, that's not exactly ideal. You know, if we go to the national debt clock real quick, we can see, I believe it's 32.7 trillion, something like that. 32 trillion, 725 billion, 365 million, 450,000 now. That is insane. We have almost $100,000 of debt per citizen. And if we're going by per taxpayer, that is over $250,000 in debt, 253,686. That's wild. When governments print money out of thin air, when the Fed and the Treasury basically create credit out of thin air so we can refill the Treasury general account with money, that steals the purchasing power of all dollar holders. Inflation is a hidden tax, and it is wrong. And this tweet by Bitcoin Apex I thought was really insightful. So let me pull it up here. Why we are still so damn early with Bitcoin. Every Bitcoiner knows about the famous 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas, about 40 bucks. The exchange of 2010 where Bitcoin was first used as money. Even though 10,000 Bitcoin now means complete financial freedom, many people see this as a reason to believe that the Bitcoin train to financial freedom has sailed. This is not the case, and the answer lies in Bitcoin's monetary policy. Bitcoin Pizza Day happens many hundreds, if not thousands of times every single day around the world. What was 10,000 Bitcoin in 2010 is 150,000 Satoshi today, and 10,000 Satoshi instead of 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas in the not too distant future. Due to Bitcoin's absolute scarcity and clearly defined inflation plan that can always be determined in terms of time, it cannot be otherwise than that a unit of these 21 million steadily becomes more valuable, and thus fragments of these units as well. Not even 1% of people on the planet are familiar with the fundamental strength of Bitcoin. Over 99% don't know anything yet. The halvings cannot be priced in if 99% of people don't even understand Bitcoin. Bitcoin's network effect and the economically highest incentive structure that a money and commodity has ever been able to achieve since humans have existed will create extreme demand and need so that 1% will become 2, 4, 8, 16, and so on, hopefully all the way up to 100 at some point. I personally would love to see a 100% Bitcoin standard. We spend 150,000 Satoshi today, maybe even for 2 pizzas. In the year 2068, those 2 pizzas will be a whole block subsidy, and certainly more than 1% of humanity will have discovered the final step in the evolution of money by then. We're not even in the infancy of this Bitcoin evolution. We're only just putting it on. And then he's got an awesome drawing here that shows Bitcoin, the safe haven, and then across the woman's chest it says CBDCs kills freedom. And it's true, Bitcoin is getting exponentially more scarce. Every single halving means the amount of Bitcoin that comes into the world gets cut in half. I believe right now it's about 900 Bitcoin a day. By the next halving, that'll be 450 Bitcoin. And then that'll be down to 225 Bitcoin and then 112.5 Bitcoin. And remember, 1 Bitcoin is equal to 100 million Satoshis. So a full Bitcoin, 100 billion Satoshis. And I agree. You know, I think it's not going to be too far in the distant future that 10,000 Satoshis alone will buy you 2 pizzas. Pretty incredible. And I'm so grateful that the dude from Jacksonville, actually, I believe his name was Lazo or La, something like that. I probably got that wrong. But a guy from Jacksonville who spent the 10,000 Bitcoin. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, like to this guy's point, that's financial freedom. But had Lazo, that's what it was, not spent the Bitcoin, then who knows if Bitcoin would have gone on to become what it was today. Lazo Bitcoin Pizza Day. Let me make sure I got that right. Laszlo, yep, indeed. Laszlo paid Jeremy for 2 Papa John's pizzas. Yeah, whoever got those 10,000 Bitcoin, I wonder how many of those Bitcoin he was able to hold on to. But what an incredible story. We are definitely entering a fourth turning type event. Our financial system is going to change drastically. On top of this, we are witnessing a historic moment as Trump got indicted yesterday in Georgia. It is the first mugshot of a former U.S. president. He used the mugshot to garner support, and honestly, it seems like it will have a significant impact on his political future. I shared this rap song from High Res the Rapper. Let me pull it up real quick. I got it ready on the quick play. Here we go. Hopefully you guys can hear this.
I want to go to LA.
Well, shout out Patriot J, Benny Johnson, Big Bongino, Alex Jones,
Free my dogs and lock up, the radical left's gone crazy. I don't bail, I won't see inside a cell. Shout out Thugger, free my slime, slat, YSL. They tryna lock me up, but I'm plugged in ATL. Got homies doing life in jail, they living in hell. These DAs acting silly, my mugshot is worth a billy. Sold some merchant, made a milli, shot McMillie out in Philly. Shot the baby, shot the Sosa, Benny Butcher, them my rollers. Called me racist, but these rappers riding with me, them my soldiers. MAGA, I am not who they are after. I'm just in the way they want to get to you, but I won't let them. Cold-hearted, no, I'm artist, getting back to where I started. I don't need to do the race, I'ma beat them RICO charges. And if I go to prison, you can't do me like the Clintons. I'll be laid up, eating steak with Secret Service, chilling, screaming, orange man bad, the whole world mad. Thug life, shout out all of my MAGA base sheds. Coming for the deep state, I will stop the New World Order. But before that, I'll finish walls at the border. YSL, slat, shout out Thugger. Finny got nothing on us.
Can't lie, that just reminded me of high school, man. That song goes hard. Trump supporters have already begun to use the mugshot as a fundraising tool, selling t-shirts and other merchandise with the image. This suggests they are not taking the charges against him seriously and that they believe he will be acquitted. And also, Donald Trump actually released his first tweet back on Twitter after being kicked off. Someone's saying to say that a U.S. president, in the land of the free, where we have the First Amendment right of freedom of speech, a U.S. president was kicked off of Twitter, and his first tweet since being reinstated and coming back is actually his mugshot, and it says "Never surrender." Only time will tell how these indictments will ultimately affect Trump's campaign for a second term. However, it is clear that it is a major development in a story that is still unfolding. When I think about what the Democrats are allowing, it brings to mind the concept of fuck around and find out. Where actions may lead to unintended consequences, this sentiment seems to echo through the current situation. And I got a video as well to show you guys.
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out. So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.
Considering my own view, I tend to lean towards meritocracy as a more effective system of governments compared to democracy, although the latter is the prevailing structure. For those just listening, there's a meme that says 4 of 5 citizens love democracy, and 4 of 5 citizens are beating the shit out of one guy with a stick. The rest of a prominent candidate from an opposing party are the tactics of banana republics. While Trump's divisive nature has led to a multitude of opinions about him, it's noteworthy that his situation backfiring on the Democrats underscores the potential dangers of such actions. One can only hope that neither major party would repeat this scenario in the future. This incident sets a troubling precedent, and it appears that the American populace is expressing its disapproval for what it perceives as an unjust, politically motivated prosecution against a former U.S. president. Biggest thing I'll say is it's not a battle of Republican versus Democrat. It's a battle of the state versus you. It's the battle of the establishment versus the anti-establishment. And I don't think a politician is going to save us. I do think that between the two choices, it seems like the right is on the side of freedom a little more, but ultimately I think there is a lot of people who don't actually abide by the Constitution. I think that's the guiding principle we should be following. We are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic, and our Constitution is the most beautiful guarantor of freedom and human rights and liberty. And all the abundance that we have in America, I believe, comes from the fact that we have our Constitution. It comes from we the people. It does not come from middlemen, rent seeker, grifter politicians. So I'm glad to see this backfire. But at the same time, I don't think any politician is going to save you. Not Trump. Definitely not Biden. So, do your own research. I think Bitcoin's a great tool for protecting yourself. I think Nostr is an incredible protocol. And I think even gold, I mean, like I said, 32 plus trillion in debt. It's not good, man. So, F around, find out. That's what the U.S. government's doing with our money. So we opt out while you can.